this is Dr. Seema Bajaj, Director Omnia Fertility Group. Today we are going to discuss about polycystic ovarian disease, how to get pregnant with PCOS. PCOS, which is also known as polycystic ovarian syndrome, is the very common cause of female infertility. Patients with PCOS can conceive with some lifestyle changes or fertility drugs, but some may need IVF for the conception. Most of the PCOS patients have ovulation disorders. Lifestyle changes may restart your ovulation. The PCOS patients are insulin resistant, which may make them to weight gain, so they become obese. This becomes a vicious cycle. The obesity has a negative effect on your fertility and on the PCOS. Losing 5 to 10% of your weight may increase the chances of conception. So after losing weight, you have more chances of conception, but sometimes still you need a fertility drug or help of a fertility specialist. A combination of diet and exercise is very important for a PCOS. You should not gain weight. You should maintain a normal BMI of 18 to 24. Avoid carbohydrates. Eat food which is rich in proteins. Avoid junk foods. Some eating tips for a PCOS patient: eat more of the proteins. Eat a bigger breakfast and a smaller dinner. Avoid carbohydrates. If you are taking carbohydrates, then add them with the protein in your diet. Take complex carbohydrates. Doing regular exercise can also improve your symptoms of PCOS. So a regular exercise like brisk walking 15 to 20 minutes per day should be included in your routine. So a regular exercise plus a healthier diet can bring back your menstrual cycle, can improve your menstrual cycle up to 50%. Since the PCOS patient have a ovulation disorder, you can track your ovulation. This can be done by a mobile app or a LH kit. You can refer to my video on a YouTube which can tell you how to track your ovulation. By tracking the ovulation, you can come to know the best time of having a intercourse for the conception. To treat PCOS, first you should know what type of PCOS you have. Mostly there are 4 types of PCOS. One is insulin resistant, in which you can come to know through checking of your blood test of the insulin levels. Second is a post-pill type of a PCOS, which occurs if your periods are regular before starting a birth control pill and then become abnormal after stopping a pill. It becomes a post-pill PCOS. A third is type of an inflammatory PCOS, in which the levels of there's increase in testosterone level. And fourth type is an adrenal type of a PCOS, in which DHEAS is increased. After lifestyle changes, some patients may need the help of medication to conceive. The most common drug that is used is metformin. Metformins are usually prescribed in patients of PCOS with insulin resistance, but it can also be given to the patients who are not insulin resistant because it helps in the weight loss. It increases the effectiveness of some fertility drugs. It prevents miscarriage and it makes your cycles regular. If your estrogen levels are raised, your doctor can prescribe you birth control pills before starting a fertility treatment. Sometimes N-acetylcysteine is also added, which has an antioxidant property and lowers your testosterone level. Clomid is the most commonly used fertility drug for the patients of PCOS. It is started from the day 2 of your periods after doing an ultrasound to see for any cyst. Some of the patients become Clomid resistant, then the metformin and a Clomid combination is given. Another drug which is commonly used is letroz. Patients who are resistant to Clomid, they can be started on letroz again from the day 2 of the period for the ovulation, and this is a fertility drug which is used nowadays. If Clomid and letrozole is not successful, the next step is use of gonadotropin. Gonadotropins can be FSH, LH or a combination of two. The only risk of gonadotropins is hyperstimulation syndrome. So your doctor will start with a low dose. The doctor can use only the fertility drug, oral drugs or injectables, or both of them together. The question that comes to the mind of a patient is what procedure, what fertility treatment we should undergo. Whether we should go only for the ovulation induction, whether we should go for an IUI, or whether we should go for an IVF. If your tubes are open, then you can go for an IUI. But if gonadotropin treatment and IUI is not successful, the next step is IVF or IVM. In this, the gonadotropin injections are started from day 2 of your period. Your cycle is monitored with estrogen levels and an ultrasound, regular ultrasound, which are done on the day 2 of your cycle and then repeated on day 7, day 9, day 10. Once your eggs are ready and mature, they are retrieved. This is known as egg retrieval. This is done on the day 12, 13, depending on the size of your follicles. The egg retrieval is done under anesthesia. The eggs are taken out and the husband's semen sample is taken, mixed in a petri dish and kept in an embryology lab in an incubator. Once the embryos are formed, Then they can be transferred back in the uterus. Usually with the patients of PCOS, since there is chance of hyperstimulation, the embryos are freezed up and then transferred in next cycle. A question that comes in our mind, whether a patient of PCOS needs an egg donor. So this is very unusual that the patient may be needing an egg donor, but if there are some additional fertility factors, then the egg donor may be required. Like if your age is advanced age, you are more than 40 or 45, if there were complications of hyperstimulation in your previous cycle, if you are a poor responder, if the quality of eggs is poor. You can get pregnant with PCOS. You have to balance your weight, control your blood sugar, and control the symptoms of PCOS with lifestyle changes and medication. If you are not getting pregnant with the fertility drugs, then please consult your IVF specialist or a doctor and you can get pregnant with an IVF. We at Omya is running a PCOS OPD on first and third Wednesday of every month. So if any difficulty in conception or you want to consult us, please contact us. Thank you.